did, it seems like you did a lot of behind the scenes work, and then Brian kind of was like the homecoming queen. He, you know, he arrives, he's the funny
Yeah,
one.
he was the way that I kind of equated it, because I felt this way, that I was the seriously, Walker, seriously, buddy. I was the quarterback of the thing, and Brian was the superstar receiver. And
Yeah.
we did both bring very different. Like, I can tell you, Brian. In fact, I was at a thing and I was speaking about this. Brian's true, because he came from improvisational comedy, which basically their entire focus is getting up on stage and making stuff up as they go. And Brian's superpower was taking an inanimate object, like one of the stories that I told this past weekend. We had a general manager in the building with us, the GM from the other radio station in the building, and he had a toupee. And we were having fun talking about the fact, because it was one of the worst toupees I've ever seen. And we started talking about it. And at one point during the morning, Brian, I looked over at the console and Brian had the phone receiver and he was waving it. He wanted me to take a call. And so I took it and I said, "Who's this?" And Brian said, "This is George's toupee." And he then, with no script, he made it up as he went. I had a 45-minute conversation with a man's hairpiece. And Brian did these things so well. He would always attach a really funny voice. I mean, how would a man's toupee sound?
Mhm.
He would attach that and then just make things up as he went. And it was an amazing superpower to sit there and watch him do that, knowing that he had nothing in front of him, no script, no written words, just off the top of his head. And it was an amazing, amazing ability.
Did you, so was there trust in that? Like it was like a juggle, like you could throw something at him and you knew
Oh,
he will throw something back at me that's amazing.
yeah. There were times when we did have a script, and it was written Mark, Brian, Mark, Brian. He would leave that. He would completely go because something came up and he would go there. I would put my finger on the next line and hold it there, because at some point he would run out of stuff on his vamp and he would look at me like, "Get me back." And I would just say the next line and he would find his place and pick it back up. But there was complete trust. I was hoping that he wouldn't follow the script and that he would just go off somewhere.
Mhm.
And while the problem with doing that is that sometimes it would go too far. The standard in radio entertainment, the standard 2-minute rule does apply. You're supposed to do comedy bits in 2 minutes, maybe 3. Anything above that, because they always say, don't ever give the audience a reason to leave. And an overly long comedy bit that becomes, if it's too long, it becomes unfunny because it's just so long. I'm sure you guys have watched Saturday Night Live, and they'll start with a funny bit and a funny concept, and it goes for 10 minutes. And after that, you're laughed out and you're done. So I did worry about that. A lot of times I would give him the, let's wrap this up. Let's go. But no, I had full trust, especially when he left the script. I knew straight was coming.